Hey you guys, welcome back to my homestead. I am Esther, and as you can see, I am totally wearing my weeding wardrobe. As a homesteading mom, you have to wear many hats on the homestead. So let me get changed. That's better. Okay, now I am in homeschool mode. No, in all reality, I do not change unless I'm covered in dirt. You might be wondering, why am I talking about homeschool in July? Well, the reason that I am talking about homeschool in July is because we on our homestead, we choose to do homeschool year round. We started doing that quite a few years ago because in the summer here, it gets really hot in the day, and the kids were just complaining about being hot and bored, and they were waiting for school. They were excited to start school in September, and I realized the whole point of homeschooling and homesteading is that you get to choose how you run your life. So you don't have to follow the normal September to June school year. You can have it however you want. So instead of taking off summer break, instead of taking off long breaks for spring and all of that kind of thing, we just choose to do year-round school. If we need a day off, we take a day off. If we need a couple days off to recover from sickness or something, we take a couple days off, and maybe we'll read books for a long time, and that's our school. Or if the kids are interested about something, a subject we're not teaching in school or whatever, we'll just put our curriculum aside so that the kids can pursue their interest, especially in their free time and stuff. So anyway, we just keep a really flexible schedule, but I thought I would show you the curriculum that I chose for the 2022 to 2023 school year. And I have I'll tell you their ages and then their rough grades because we don't really do grades in homeschool, but basically I have a almost 10-year-old. He'll be 10 in September. I have a 7-year-old and I have a 5-year-old. And so we have them roughly in 4th grade and in 2nd grade and in kindergarten / 1st grade. They are all at different learning levels. And I honestly, to me, grade level doesn't equal skill level. And in some skill areas, they are really high up, and on some things that they don't really care about, they're way lower. So I just kind of try to keep moving forward, whatever that looks like. So this year, I really wanted to choose a homeschool program that we could do with all 3 of the kids. So our main homeschool program we chose is Beyond Little Hearts for His Glory. So this is a little bit young for my 10-year-old, and it's right on for my 7-year-old, and then it's a little bit ahead for my 5-year-old, but it's working really well. Now this is an open and go style, which basically just means that you could literally do everything on this page and you're done for the day. We choose to supplement our own science, which they'll have in this section on certain days. We choose to add in our own spelling, like language arts program. We choose to add in our own books based on our interests as a family, and we do our own math curriculum as well. So you might be wondering at this point, why do I even like this? What I really love about it is these 3 sections right here: the story time, the poetry and rhymes, and the reading about history. It weaves the Bible throughout all of the history stories. This book, The American Pioneers and Patriots, as well as these 2 books, are the ones that we go through the season. And what's really great about this curriculum is that a friend of mine has it, so I bought extra books to go along with it, plus it fits really well with some of our other curriculum choices. And so I didn't actually have to spend any money on this curriculum for this whole year. So that works out really good because some curriculums are really expensive. And normally my curriculum style is very eclectic. I like doing art, I like doing crafts, I like doing projects and all of that with my kids, but right now in this season for our family, I need to be a little bit more hands-off. And since my mom has been helping so much on our homestead and with homeschooling and all of that, she needed a curriculum that if I needed a day to go work, she can just jump in. So I have this little pink tab here, and that's where we are in the book. So if she needed to, she could just open to that page and know what to do. So for all of the kids, they all get to choose their own books. So Maggie is not reading yet, but she is getting close. So I am choosing the little reader level 1 books for her, and she's learning letter. Although she's not learning the letter names, she's learning the letter sounds. Although she does know most of them, because most kids this age do, just through just picking it up. But I have found that she is way ahead on that. So we're actually teaching her to write. We're teaching her all the letter sounds right now. My 5-year-old is pretty much on par with her brother, who's 7. He really, reading and handwriting are not his favorite subjects, but science he excels in. So that's one of the reasons that we're choosing to do our own kind of eclectic unit studies of science, because he is so interested in doing that. So that's kind of what I use to bribe him to get on with his writing and spelling. So our spelling program is actually spell to write and read. I love this program. It is really hard. It took me like a year to learn how to do it through online, Facebook help, YouTube. It says in the beginning that it's like trying to get a jumbo jet off the ground, but once you do get it, you just soar so easy. And I have definitely found that's true. It is easier to just actually open it up and just start doing it than to try to figure it out all at once. So that's kind of how we got into it. It comes with the Wise Guide for Spelling. It is spelling lists, it's phonograms, it's an old-fashioned phonics program before it got changed. It comes with phonogram cards, and then we have the primary learning logs for all 3 of our kids this year. And basically, this is an old one we have that we're still kind of working on a little bit. They just go through this, and there's different kinds of pages, like in the back has like consonants and vowels and all that kind of stuff. So this works really good for our family. It's kind of boring, if you will, because there's no pictures. It's just dictation and sitting there and writing. I'm choosing to do cursive first for all of my kids. And so that's kind of why we decided we needed some other fun things, which I have back here on the shelf. They're just left over from last year because we don't use them every single day. So if they're struggling in this program, I will just pull out something fun, like these daily 6 trait things. So it has grammar within these types of books, and that just kind of helps make it a little bit more enjoyable for the kids. So that being said, no, my kids don't love the program. However, I have noticed that it builds such a strong foundation that once they begin to learn to read, it's not reading first. It's not that kind of program. It definitely doesn't use sight words. But once they do learn to read, they are so advanced in that I went back to the program after kind of ditching it for a year. So anyway, I am hitting it pretty hard this year. All right, back to readers. So my 5-year-old is learning how to do the little step 1 readers. Like these, I can read. She really likes these. So right now the pressure is not on actually reading them, it's just being read to. And then we also get to do trips to the library, which we honestly haven't been to the library in like 2 years because ours has been open and closed, and you know, all the craziness that's been going on. So we just chose to start purchasing our own books. That's what we've been doing for a few years, or trading or getting, you know, books. We have tons on our shelves, so it really wasn't a big deal, but they were very excited to be able to go back to the library this year. And so they're getting to choose different library books. Part of it goes along with our curriculum. So my 10-year-old, nearly 10-year-old, and my 7-year-old are doing a biography for the first part of the Beyond Little Hearts curriculum. We actually have 3 different sections of reading for them. So the biography is one, and that will go through different types of books that you can get. And then I also have the kids read either with me or their grandma, or they read on their own. So like my 10-year-old, he gets to read on his own. So that's why I got these books for him. These were recommended. This is the boy adventure series or something like that go along. So I just went ahead and ordered the whole set because he likes to read every single night. So the rule is when he goes to bed, because he doesn't like to read during the day so much, so he has to read at least a chapter every single night of one of these books. And so right now he's doing Balto and he really is enjoying it. And then after that, he can choose whatever book he wants on his shelf. Like I said, we have a lot of books. And then my 7-year-old, we are encouraging to learn to read, especially the words that he knows, in these step 1. So once he gets the step 1 books, we have a whole stack of them. Once he gets through those and can read them pretty well, he can move on to step 2 or however that goes. You might see, I'm not sure if you can see this or not, down on the bottom, I do have this all about reading curriculum, and that was why we ditched the Spell to Write and Read program last year. And this was okay. This is a lot of fun. That's like, it's a lot of fluff, it's a lot of extra, and to be honest, it was not my favorite, but I am gonna keep them on hand because when we get stuck with the Spell to Write and Read and it's just boring or they need an activity, instead of doing the activities out of the Spell to Write and Read, I'll probably choose them out of this curriculum. We have 2 of them, one for my 5-year-old and one for my 7-year-old. And that will just kind of help. So we're just kind of mushing some things together. So history is all included. Basically, we're going from the early 1500s, all of the pioneers and settlers and American history, all the way through until the very beginning of westward expansion. So we actually already went through this curriculum 2 or 3 years ago and we really loved it, so I wanted to do it with the other ones. We also get our Bible within that, so you see our memory verse for the week written here, and we have a prize bucket, so if they remember it by the end of the week, then they get a prize. And then our sciences unit studies, so we have 4 or 5 of those. We have nature this year, a body unit, an oceans unit, a unit on Yellowstone. Those are kind of the units for science that the kids chose. And what I really like about that is that each one of them gets one of their desires met. We can't teach on everything everyone loves. All my kids are so eclectic in their desires and their enjoyment and what brings them joy. And I do very much want to encourage them to go in those directions, but when we're doing all our learning together, it's really difficult. So I just try to trade out, like they're all interested in different parts of nature. So we started with butterflies for my 5-year-old girl. We are moving into frogs next for my 7-year-old, and we're gonna end it with a unit on stargazing, which will be perfect because it'll line up in August, and that's supposed to be really good for meteor showers and things here in our area. For math, we are all on the same curriculum for the first year, and I am so excited about that. We have gone through so many different math curriculums, and we have not liked any of them until this program, and I am so excited. So this is Matthew C. We have my 10-year-old is on this one, and we actually choose to go through every single page. So you don't have to do that, but I find especially my oldest, he really needs to do that. So he started this partway through last year, and I mean, he's getting there. He's probably halfway through. And so what I do is when he's finished with this book, we'll just buy the next book. So it doesn't really matter where we're at, which school year it is. I want you to learn this so well that you could do it in your sleep rather than just getting through it because you're supposed to be there for age. So that's where he's at. My 7-year-old has moved on to Alpha, and he's doing really good. So he's not really a big fan. He's good at it. He's just not really a big fan of paperwork. So if he understands the concept, then he gets to move forward and he doesn't have to do all the practice. So I kind of just work with him on that one. And then my daughter, who is 5, she is getting to do primer this year, and she is so excited. She loves this. She will do like as many pages as I let her in a day. She loves all the paperwork. She loves all the coloring pages, all the busy work, if you call it that. She will literally do her whole shelf of school in one day if I would sit down and do it with her. So I limit it based on how much time we have and how much work, like individual work, the other kids need. But what I really love about this program, which it does, you can see on the shelf behind me, it does come with the math blocks. My kids use those at different amounts. Like each of them will, some of my kids will use it more than the other ones, and that's fine. They also like to build with them, and I think that's really great because it teaches them the colors and they just learn them faster. So anyway, we do have the manipulatives, and then what I really love though is that this program also comes with a DVD, and so my kids can learn the lessons from a different style of teaching. It goes on a whiteboard, and it's just a guy standing there doing the DVD teaching. But it's nice because they get somebody else teaching, and they can totally do this independently, and all they need is a little bit of help here and there, which that is really important to me. We really love art in our family, and so I try to choose things that are a little bit more fun. My 5-year-old loses attention a little bit, so I like to get things like manipulatives that go along with our lessons. So like today's lesson, we were learning about Jamestown, so I got these Jamestown settlers, and actually even my 10-year-old still loves these, so they were all doing different things with them while I was reading the story for today. But I just really feel like it helps the story come to life when they can have something to interact with sometimes. So here soon we're going to be learning about the pioneers when they left England and went over to the Netherlands. So I will probably order a snack crate or some different snacks. We've done this in the past. Not that we do a whole lot of snacks in our family. Oh, in fact, I would like to say, in a previous video, I think I said that we never have snacks. That's not true. We do have snacks in our family. We just don't do them all the time. We don't do them every day. And what I mean by snacks is not necessarily store-bought snacks. If I can make it, I'm probably gonna make it. We choose to keep snacks on hand, like bags of chips and cans of, like mini cans of soda and things. We choose to keep those on hand for, oh, let's go to the beach today kind of trips, or sometimes we go on adventures. Like we took you guys to the frozen waterfall. If you haven't seen that video, I'll leave a link in the description. I'll leave a link in the iCards for you guys. So sometimes we don't actually plan those, they're just very spontaneous, and it's really nice just to have bags of food on hand that are prepared and ready to go for the kids. So anyway, I just wanted to make sure that you guys understood that we do eat snacks. And my husband loves chips pretty much every single night. If he could have chips, he's gonna have chips. So anyway, I just wanted you guys to know, full disclosure, I'm not trying to hide anything from you, and I definitely want to be honest. So anyway, I'm thinking that it might be really fun to order a snack crate or some snacks from the snack crate that we loved from the Netherlands, because then they get to try things. We may even make a couple recipes, and then it helps bring those countries to life, because my children, let's be honest, have stayed within the Northwest. They've never left the Northwest ever. So yeah, that just makes it really hard to understand that there are different cultures, even though we watch YouTube videos with all different types of people. I just think it's good to include that kind of learning in our homeschool. So we get the little people, and then we got these last year, but they didn't finish them, so this is perfect that they have these little doodle books, which are super fun. If they're just kind of having a bummer day and they don't really want to do school, I'll have them like read their story or do a page of math. It just depends on how they're feeling. I might read them a story, and then I just let them doodle for the day, and at least it's still educational, but it's not like, in their minds, it's not school. So that's kind of fun. And then they love art so much, so I buy them these sketch pads, and they only get one for usually several months. So I try to have them use this for really, really good designs, and that way they're not just like scratching up each page, because these can be spendy. and I try to buy a couple extras so I can give them more at Christmas and things like that. So that's basically our choices for homeschool this year. I would love to know if you guys are homesteading, what are some of your favorite homeschool choices? Leave them down in the comments for me. And if you guys found this video helpful, please give us a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. If you ring the little notification bell, it will notify you every time I post a video, which helps you guys and it helps me and it helps other people get to see these videos. I really love the flexibility of homeschooling on our homestead. There's so many things to learn. Living on a homestead, it's like science every single day. We learn things all the time, and to me, the proof is in the fact that it's July and my kids never even wanted to quit doing school. They wanted to keep going from June. We took a small break through June, and they could not even wait until July to do school, which makes me so happy. I love that they love learning, and my goal as a mom is to get them to be lifelong learners like I am. I've learned so much more. I grew up in public school. My husband grew up in public school, and I've learned way more outside of schooling years than I ever did when I was at school. And I really believe that our children are made to not fit a mold. They're all made uniquely and individually. I believe that God puts gifts and talents within each one of them, and I would like them to discover those before they graduate so that I can give them the tools and help and training that might help them on their journey faster than if they had to go learn a whole bunch of stuff that they don't really care about learning. If you guys are just now starting out with homeschool, or you are hoping to get into homeschool and you're so confused, my suggestion to you and where I started at is that you just get a piece of paper or a whiteboard or a chalkboard or anything. Scratch paper is great. And you just write down what is your goal with your children while they're in your home. My goal, one of my goals with my children, is to make them be functioning adults. So when they leave my home, I want them to be able to do laundry and to cook and to clean and to be kind to other people. I want them to be able to learn something, anything that they want to learn. I want them to know where their resources are so they can learn whatever they want to learn. I want to help them build up connections within the community. Hi, buddy. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Look at this right here. Come here. Do you want to be in the video for a second? Look how creative these kids are. Tell them what it is.
It's a dragon.
So this is a dragon Lego. Is this one a Transformer?
Nope.
Nope. They've been making Transformer Legos all week long. Like, it blows my mind. I never would have imagined.
And it also has red dots on it.
It's so amazing.
It's one that cuts forest trees.
Ooh, okay, I like it.
It's from Dragons 1.
We're trying out a new light, so it's a little bit bright on this end, but I hope it's looking good on that end.
Please don't turn on that light. Ow!
Okay, thank you.
Okay, I don't like that light.
Anyway, I really want to teach my children how to love and respect and be kind human beings, and I want to help them get started on their journey that God has set them on to becoming who He made them to be. And the best version of that is my personal goal within homeschooling. So to be perfectly honest, all of the book work, besides learning to read and write and do math, because you kind of need those things for anything you choose to do, that's my plumb line. So whenever I'm choosing a curriculum, whenever I'm looking at an activity, if it doesn't hit that plumb line, I can chop it off the block really fast. I don't have to worry about it. I'm like, man, this doesn't fit, and I can throw it out. So I have my goals written down on a piece of paper in the back of my homeschool planning journal, and then so every once in a while when I'm getting confused or overwhelmed and all the homeschool catalogs are pouring in the mail and they have all these amazing, adorable, fun learning things, I can just say, nope, that doesn't fit with our family's goals. And I really can make my decisions very easily, and I'm not swayed to make just decisions just on a whim. I'm much more able to know what's best for my family and make a decision based on that. My husband is very on board with everything that we're doing. his goals are very in line with my goals for what our kids are going to learn when they are here doing homeschool. And yeah, that's kind of how we do things. I hope this was helpful for you guys. Thanks for hanging out with me today. If you would like to see more homeschool videos and kind of how we do it, or day in the life videos, let me know down in the comments, and I'll see you guys again probably Friday with another garden tour, because the garden is going crazy and it's looking so amazing and I want to share it with you guys. So I'll see you Friday.